Hello everyone, in the previous video I taught you about how to read the contents from a file. In this video I'm going to tell you about how to write the contents in the file, and the class you're going to use is FileOutputStream. Instead of FileInputStream, which is used to read the data, I'm going to use a class called FileOutputStream to write the data into the file. So let's see first of all the constructors available with me. So I can just provide the string path directly, or I can also provide a file object which contains the path. The third constructor which I can use is this one, which contains two arguments. In the first argument I can provide the string path, full path, right? And this append says that do you want to append the file or not. So you are going to write either true or false here. So in the previous two constructors, if you are not giving the second argument, by default this second argument is false, means that you do not want to append the file, you want to rewrite the file again starting from the scratch. Okay, and the fourth constructor is this one, where you can also provide the file object, and the second argument you can give is again, do you want to append the file or not. So you're going to write true or false here. Okay, so one more thing to tell you here, if for reading the file you obviously need one existing file at the background. For writing the file you do not need the file which exists at the background, because if the file or the path which you mentioned here does not exist, then it will automatically create it for you. Okay, and if the file already exists and you want to save the previous contents and also want to write some new contents at the end also, then you have to use the second argument here, where you'll be mentioning true. Okay, if we don't mention this second argument, then by default it is false. So means whatever contents you write, that is, those contents are going to overwrite your previous contents. Okay, so this you will see in my demonstration. So you can see this first line, how to make the object. File output stream fout is equal to new file output stream, and I'm using the first constructor here, providing the string path. You can use the rest of the three constructors also, but before proceeding further, let me tell you what are the right methods available with me. So just like the input stream, output stream or file output stream class also has many methods. I'm not showing you the full list, and also I'm not going into the details of other methods, right? So we know about this close method. If you're writing a file, when you're done with the file you have to close it also, but if you're using try with resources, it will automatically be closed. Okay, so that is what I'm going to use in my demonstration also. And let's concentrate on these write function. Just like read function, read methods, I also have write methods. So the first write method say, okay, give me 1 byte at a time, I'll write it. So for this write method you're going to need a while loop until you are finished writing the contents of a file. Okay, so this particular method uses a for loop or the while loop to write the contents 1 byte at a time. This second method, write method, asks you to give the array which it is going to simultaneously, it is going to write that particular array right onto the file collectively, you can say, right? So that has to be of type byte. Okay, so byte array you're going to provide, just like the read method which you studied in my previous video. And the third method, which you can see, is the specialized version of the second one. Okay, it says that you want to write the contents, so give me the array of byte type, second argument, starting from which particular index or which particular offset do you want me to start writing the file. So you provide the index, okay, and how many bytes, or you can say how many index locations of that array do you want to write. So it is just similar to the read method. Okay, so write methods are again similar to the read method, the only point is the name is changed. So they are quite similar. And one more difference, you can see the write methods do not return anything. Okay, so they don't return you any value. They are void methods, so remember this fact. So let's proceed with the demonstration here. So first of all, again I'm going to use the try with resources syntax so that I do not have to use the finally block to close the resource. Okay, so file output stream fp is equal to new file output stream, and I'm providing the file path which I want to write. Okay, so this is the file I'm going to write, which I've already created. So you don't need to create it. If it doesn't exist, it will automatically be created. Okay, so this is the contents which are already written inside it, and I want to preserve these contents also. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have to use the second argument also, true. Okay, so means I want to append the file. This is what I told you in my some moments ago. Okay, so let's try to write the contents inside the file. So what I say is fp.write. Okay, so let's try to use this one. Okay, so byte by byte, or you want to provide the full array. So let me just go with this this particular thing, byte by byte. Okay, let's use this one, for which I have to use the while loop. Okay, so first I need the byte array or the byte value to write, right? So first of all I have to create, let's say, a message which I'm going to write it onto the file. String str is equal to hello, how are you? Okay, this is the message I'm going to write, but this is in the form of a string. I have to provide this. Write method says that provide me the byte array or just a single byte. Okay, so let's first of all see, I want to provide the byte array to this. So how to convert this string into a byte? Hopefully I know that str.getBytes will convert this string into bytes, and it will actually return me the bytes. So I can use the byte array now. Byte b is equal to get bytes. So string, all the contents of the string has been converted into bytes, so which you have to store in the byte array, and this byte array you're going to provide it here. So I'm using the second syntax, second write method. I'm not using a while loop first of all here. Okay, so let's see this. Am I going to write my contents? There is going to be no output here, so definitely I have to go check in the file. Has something been written into the file? Yeah, hello, how are you? And see, my previous contents were also preserved. Okay, and let's see that. Let's change the file which does not exist. Let's call it demo1. Okay, demo1.txt. okay, it does not exist. I want to write these contents into the file which does not exist in that path, and it will automatically create it. So let's see this, and see the demo1 is created in the background. Okay, so you can see this. Hello, how are you? Right, now let's try to change the contents here. This is a demonstration and new message. Okay, let's say I want to write this file, and see, I'm not appending the new file created, demo1.txt. so previous contents are, before running this one, let's see that what are the contents. Hello, how are you? Fine. Okay, let's run this program and see what happens to the previous contents. I'm not appending the file now. Okay, let's check the output. Let's check the output here, and see the previous contents got washed away and the new contents were written inside it. Okay, so now I want to preserve the previous contents also, I mean the contents which are right now originally there, and let's write a new message. This is another message. Okay, and let's execute this, and the previous contents will be preserved. See the previous content. This is a demonstration, a new message, and this is another message. Okay, it's got preserved. So this is how you can preserve your previous contents also, right? Now let's say I do not want to preserve the contents, okay, and this message I'm going to write again, okay, but starting from, now let's comment this one. I want to use a third version now, fp dot write array b, contents from array b starting from byte number 3 or index number 3, okay, till uh, byte number 20. Remember that this 20, next 20 bytes, so it is going to search every byte in the rest of the indexes. So next 20 indexes which contains your bytes will be read. If while reading the contents from every index the index got finished, means that if the array is finished, so this is going to throw you an error, index out of bounds exception. Okay, so make sure, so it's better to write instead of 20, it's better to write like b dot length, so that I do not go outside the array. Okay, actually I feel like it should be -1 here, b dot length -1, because array starts from 0 till n -1. Okay, otherwise it will take me outside and my program will crash. And let's see what's the output. It's still crashing, something is going wrong. Wait a second. So feel free to pause the video and notice why this is crashing. So I'll tell you why this is crashing, because I was assuming here I was assuming here that the last index which I want to read till the last, so this is not till the last index, actually how many bytes it is reading starting from, so it means that starting from index number 3 till the length of the array. So definitely I'm going outside the array, because this is the number of characters I want to read further. So let's say there are 26 characters, so starting from 3 till 26 plus 3, so this takes me outside the array. So I have to write, because I'm starting from index number 3, so I have to write it like something like this, -3, because I'm starting from 3. I hope this will work. Yeah, this worked, because you're starting from 3 and you're telling how many further bytes do you want to read. Okay, so you have to append -3 here. That is just a logic, right? I hope you understand this logic. This tells you how many further bytes do you want to write in the file reading from here. So this does not tell you the last index of the array which you want to read and then write. Okay, so remember this fact. Now let's see what is the condition of our file here. See, only some of the message got written. Starting from 4th byte is another message, right? And this was the demonstration here, right? I should not provide it -1, okay, because this full stop was not appearing here. So let's try to run it again. Okay, now that's the message, right? Okay, so now you'll be able to understand my write method also. 3 versions of write method. So this is what I constructed in my demonstration. Okay, and these 2 versions I showed you in the demonstration. Okay, and this version I did not show you, so you can see it from here. If you want to write the contents of the file byte by byte, so you can use the syntax. So this first write method, or the second write method, or the third specialized write method. Okay, so now you can understand how to write the contents inside the file. Okay, Till now we just talked about two byte stream classes: file input stream class to read the contents, file output stream class to write the contents uh, in the file. Yeah, right? File input stream for reading, file output stream for writing. These are the byte stream classes. Apart from these two classes, this one, there exists some other byte stream classes also, with the help of which you can read or write the contents into the file. I'm not going into these, right, because I just wanted to cover the basics, so I just gave demonstration of these two ones: file input stream, file output stream. But I just wanted to show you there are other classes also which uses the byte stream. Okay, they write the contents 8 bits at a time, right? So just for the sake of your knowledge, right? So I'm not going into the details. So after this, I'm going to give the demonstration about the character stream, some of the character stream classes, with the help of which again you can read or write the contents in the file. But wait a minute, before leaving I forgot to show you one example program here. Because now we know how to read the file, how to write the file. Now we can copy contents of one file into another file. So you can see, you can open two connections here: file input stream, file output stream. Okay, you read the contents, you read one byte at a time, and in the next line you write the content. So instead of printing, you write the contents. So I'm using a very simple example here. Okay, feel free to pause the video and see the logic going inside it. If you understand how to read the file, how to write the file, okay, so you will definitely understand what I'm doing here. So I'm reading one byte at a time inside C, and that C I'm writing inside the file. Okay, so nothing special inside it. So feel free to again pause the video and see if you are able to understand it. Okay, so in the next video I'll talk about the character stream classes, right? That's it.